Operation Depth Charge, March 15, 2026, Caribbean Sea, 180 nautical miles east of Miami, U.S. Navy P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft detected something impossible on its acoustic sensors, a submarine signature, moving at 12 knots, depth 280 feet, heading northwest toward Florida coastline. But this wasn't Russian, wasn't Chinese. The acoustic profile didn't match any known military submarine in the world. This was something else, something unprecedented, something that would reveal the most sophisticated drug trafficking operation in history. This submarine was cocaine transport, built by cartels, operated by criminals, and it wasn't alone. For 3 years, an entire fleet of cartel submarines had been operating beneath American waters, 15 full-sized military-grade submarines. Not the semi-submersible narco-subs that Coast Guard occasionally intercepted. These were real submarines, proper military vessels, capable of diving 300 feet, traveling 2,000 miles submerged, carrying 10 tons of cocaine per voyage. 150 tons of narcotics had crossed beneath the Caribbean, invisible, undetectable, unstoppable. Until now, FBI, DEA, Coast Guard, and Navy had coordinated the largest maritime interdiction operation in American history. The target wasn't just one submarine, it was the entire fleet, every vessel, every crew member, every kilogram of cocaine, all at once. This was Operation Depth Charge. When federal power targets the untouchable, there is no escape, not even 300 feet underwater. Of 15 military submarines built by cartels, 150 smuggled invisibly. Comment if you think submarine crews deserve life imprisonment without parole. The intelligence that led to this moment began 2 years earlier, October 2024. A man walked into the American Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. He carried blueprints, engineering specifications, construction schedules, GPS coordinates, everything. His name was Dmitry Volkov, age 54, former Soviet Navy submarine engineer. After USSR collapse, he'd found work wherever he could. Civilian vessels, research submarines. Then cartels approached him. The money was extraordinary. $500,000 per submarine? He couldn't refuse. For 18 months, Volkov supervised construction of 15 submarines in a hidden shipyard deep in Colombian jungle. The facility was 60 miles from nearest town, accessible only by river, protected by 200 armed guards. Built beneath jungle canopy, invisible to satellites. The submarines weren't crude, were sophisticated engineering, pressure hulls welded from imported Russian steel, diesel-electric propulsion systems, ballast systems, periscopes, sonar, everything a military submarine possessed. Each cost cartels $12 million to build. Each could generate $50 million per voyage. But Volkov's daughter had died. Cocaine overdose in Miami. The very product his submarines transported, guilt consumed him. He decided to destroy what he'd created. He defected, gave Americans everything. They have 15 submarines, he told CIA officers in Bogota, operating continuously, a 3-year operation. Nobody has stopped them, nobody can detect them. But I can give you every submarine, every route, every crew member, everything. The intelligence was verified, satellite imagery of the jungle shipyard, acoustic signatures matching Volkov's specifications, financial records showing submarine construction payments, everything confirmed. The fleet existed, was operational, was unstoppable, until now. Hit like if you believe defectors who expose cartels should receive full immunity and protection. Special Agent Jennifer Martinez coordinated the federal response, FBI Maritime Crime Division. 24 years investigating ocean-based trafficking, she'd seen narco subs, seen fishing boats, seen commercial vessels, but 15 military submarines? This is evolution, Martinez told her team. Cartels have gone from fiberglass semi-submersibles to proper military vessels, full diving capability, long range, large cargo capacity. If we don't destroy this fleet, drug trafficking enters new era. Submarines become standard. This stops here, stops now, completely. Planning required unprecedented coordination. FBI-led investigation, DEA provided drug trafficking intelligence, Coast Guard coordinated maritime operations, Navy provided submarine hunting assets. 4 agencies, 1 mission, destroy entire fleet. The challenge was immense. 15 submarines operating throughout Caribbean and Eastern Pacific. Unpredictable schedules, variable routes, deep diving capability made detection nearly impossible. Traditional Coast Guard surface vessels were useless. Needed submarine hunters, needed advanced technology, needed military assets. Navy deployed every available anti-submarine warfare platform. P-8 Poseidon aircraft equipped with magnetic anomaly detectors and acoustic processors, MH-60R Seahawk helicopters with dipping sonar, underwater autonomous vehicles, acoustic sensor networks, Virginia-class attack submarines. The full spectrum of American submarine hunting capability was deployed. Intelligence from Volkov provided critical advantage. He gave them everything. Submarine specifications including acoustic signatures, standard operating procedures, communication protocols, crew rosters, most important, planned routes and schedules. Cartels operated submarines on fixed timetables. Volkov had memorized every schedule, every route, every detail. Submarine 4 departs Buenaventura, Colombia on March 10th, Volkov told investigators. Destination, coordinates 80 miles southeast of Miami. 10 tons cocaine. Crew of 8. Surface speed 15 knots. Submerged speed 12 knots. Maximum depth 300 feet. Diesel fuel capacity allows 2,200-mile range. Will arrive March 15th between midnight and 3 a.m. This precision intelligence enabled targeted interdiction. Navy could position assets exactly where submarines would transit, could prepare ambush, could guarantee capture. For first time in 3 years, cartels had lost their advantage. The submarines were invisible, until Americans knew exactly where to look. Too sophisticated or exactly why federal response needed military-grade assets. Comment S or M. The operational plan was comprehensive. Track all 15 submarines simultaneously. Wait until maximum number at sea. Then simultaneous interdiction. Capture entire fleet in single coordinated strike. Prevent any submarine from warning others. Destroy operational capability completely. February through March 2026, Navy tracked submarine movements. P-8 aircraft maintained continuous patrol. Acoustic sensors monitored choke points. Each submarine detection was cataloged, positions plotted, courses predicted. By March 14th, intelligence picture was complete. 11 submarines currently at sea, 4 in port for maintenance. This was optimal moment. Strike now, March 15th, 2026, 0 hour. Navy positioned assets throughout Caribbean. P-8 Poseidon aircraft orbited above predicted submarine positions. MH-60R helicopters staged on Coast Guard cutters. Virginia-class attack submarines took positions beneath anticipated transit routes. Coast Guard fast response cutters spread across interdiction zone. Every platform connected through real-time data link. Everyone watching same operational picture. 3:47 a.m. First contact. P-8 Poseidon detected submarine 4 exactly where Volkov predicted. Acoustic signature matched perfectly. Depth 280 feet. Speed 12 knots. Course 315 degrees. Heading directly toward Florida. Carrying 10 tons of cocaine. 8 crew members. Oblivious to aircraft above. Contact bearing 347, range 18 miles. Designate Master 1, submarine contact confidence high. The hunt had begun. Simultaneously, other P-8 aircraft detected additional submarines. Master 2 off Puerto Rico, Master 3 approaching Dominican Republic, Master 4 near Jamaica, Master 5 southeast of Cuba. One by one, acoustic signatures emerged like ghosts materializing from darkness. Submarines that had operated invisibly for 3 years were suddenly illuminated, tracked, targeted. All stations, this is Overwatch. We hold 11 submarine contacts. Repeat, 11 contacts, all tracking toward known destinations, commencing interdiction operations. The submarines had no idea they were detected, operated normally, followed standard procedures, maintained communication silence, running deep, running quiet, confident in their invisibility. That confidence was fatal. Navy protocol for submarine interdiction was unambiguous. First, establish positive identification. Second, attempt peaceful surfacing. Third, if refused, use force. The submarines were given one chance: surface voluntarily or face consequences. P-8 Poseidon approached Master 1, descended to 800 feet. Deployed sonobuoys in pattern around submarine. Active sonar pinged loudly. Unmistakable. Intentional. The message was clear. You are detected. You are tracked. Surface now. Should submarine crews who smuggle drugs underwater face enhanced terrorism charges? Comment Y or N. Inside Submarine 4, panic erupted. Crew heard active sonar. Loud pinging echoing through hull. Oh, impossible. Nobody should know they're here. Nobody could detect them. But Americans found them. How? Sonar contact. Active ping. Surface vessel directly above. Captain Luis Mendez had commanded this submarine for 2 years. 23 successful voyages. Never detected, never intercepted. Perfect record. Now shattered. Americans somehow found them. 280 feet below surface. Middle of Caribbean. Impossible. Yet happening. Mendez had orders. If detected, do not surface. Dive deeper. Run silent. Evade. Cartels paid crews well, paid extra for successful evasion, paid bonus for protecting cargo. Surfacing meant arrest, meant losing 10 tons of cocaine, meant failure. Mendez wouldn't fail. All stop. Rig for silent running. Dive to 300 feet. I cut all non-essential systems. Submarine 4 went silent. Stopped engines. Drifted downward, trying to disappear. But Navy wasn't fooled. Submarine 4 was highlighted on every screen, tracked by multiple sensors, nowhere to hide. Master 1 attempting evasion, depth now 300 feet, speed 0, silent running. The peaceful option was refused. Time for force. Deploy depth charges, warning shots only, 50 feet above target. MH-60R Seahawk helicopter moved into position, dropped 2 Mk-54 lightweight torpedoes set to explode 50 feet above submarine. Not direct hits, warning blasts, demonstrating capability, showing submarine crew that resistance was suicide. Boom! Boom! 2 massive explosions rocked submarine, shockwave hammered hull, equipment rattled, lights flickered, crew thrown against bulkheads. Terror filled every face. Those weren't depth charges, those were torpedoes, real weapons. Americans weren't bluffing. Next explosions would be direct hits, would crack hull like eggshell, would sink them 300 feet below surface. Death by drowning or pressure crush. Either way, death. Surface! Surface now! Blow ballast tanks! Get us up! Submarine 4 emergency surfaced. Ballast tanks blew compressed air. Submarine rocketed upward. Breached surface like whale. Crew erupted from hatches when hands raised, screaming surrender. Knowing resistance meant death. Coast Guard cutter closed rapidly. Boarding team ready. Weapons trained on submarine crew. U.S. Coast Guard, you are under arrest for drug trafficking. Do not resist. 8 crew members surrendered, hands zip-tied, hooded, loaded aboard Coast Guard vessel. Below decks, boarding team found exactly what Volkov described. 10 tons of cocaine, packaged in waterproof bales. Market value, $200 million. Seized, crew captured, submarine secured. 1 down, 10 to go. How long before submarine captains learn American sonar finds everything? A. Never be. Too late. C. After first torpedo. Answer at end. Across Caribbean, scene repeated. Submarine after submarine detected. Warned. Threatened. Forced to surface. Some surfaced after first warning. Others required torpedo shots. 1 attempted to fight. Crew fired rifle at helicopter. Helicopter responded with .50 caliber machine gun. Submarine crew surrendered immediately after. Master 2 near Puerto Rico. 8 crew captured. 12 tons cocaine seized. Master 3 off Dominican Republic. 6 crew captured. 9 tons cocaine seized. Master 4 approaching Jamaica. 10 crew captured. Larger crew. 11 tons cocaine seized. Master 5 southeast of Cuba. 7 crew captured. 10 tons cocaine seized. 1 by 1 submarines surfaced. 1 by 1 crews arrested. 1 by 1 cocaine seized. The invisible fleet became visible. The unstoppable became stopped. 3 years of successful operations ended in 6 hours. By noon, March 15th, 11 submarines captured. 78 crew members arrested. 112 tons of cocaine seized. Street value, $2.3 billion. Largest maritime drug seizure in history. But operation wasn't complete. 4 submarines remained, still in port at hidden shipyard, still operational, still capable of future voyages. Complete fleet destruction required attacking shipyard. destroying construction facility, capturing leadership, eliminating capability permanently. Colombian government-authorized operation, American assets could strike shipyard with Colombian military support. Target was deep in jungle, heavily guarded, fortified, but achievable. March 16, 2026, 4 a.m. Joint operation commenced. Colombian Army helicopters inserted 150 soldiers around shipyard perimeter. American DEA tactical teams accompanied them. Simultaneously, Colombian Air Force bombed guard positions. Explosions, jungle. Guards scattered. Resistance was brief. Overwhelming force eliminated opposition quickly. Shipyard secured. 4 submarines located. No hostile fire. The hidden facility was extraordinary. Welding shops, metal fabrication, dry docks. 4 submarines in various completion stages. 1 ready for sea, 2 under construction, 1 being repaired. Billions of dollars in infrastructure, all about to be destroyed. Engineers examined submarines, marveled at construction quality. These aren't amateur boats. These are professional military vessels, better than some national navies operate. Cartels have unlimited money, hired best engineers, built best submarines. This is warfare-level capability. All 4 submarines were rigged with explosives, demolished completely. Shipyard was burned, equipment destroyed, facility rendered permanently unusable. Cartel Submarine program was finished forever. Arrests at shipyard totaled 47 people. Engineers, welders, technicians, guards, everyone involved in submarine construction. Everyone facing decades in prison, some facing life, enhanced charges for building vehicles used in the drug trafficking. Volkov's intelligence enabled complete success. 15 submarines, all captured or destroyed. 125 crew and engineers arrested. 112 tons of cocaine seized. $2.3 billion value. 0 American casualties. Perfect federal operation. If you believe building drug submarines deserves same penalty as trafficking drugs, type SWAT Power. Federal prosecutors filed charges in Southern District of Florida. Evidence was overwhelming. 112 tons of cocaine, 15 submarines as physical evidence, crew confessions, Volkov's testimony, financial records, construction documents, engineering specifications, everything. Trials began October 2026. Lead submarine captain first, Luis Mendez, 23 successful voyages, transported over 230 tons of cocaine in career, never detected until Americans found him. Now facing life without parole. Prosecution emphasized sophistication. Defendant-commanded military-grade submarine, transported weapons-grade quantity of narcotics, operated for 3 years undetected. This wasn't street-level dealing. This was industrial-scale trafficking. Maritime warfare against United States. Enhanced penalties mandatory. Defense argued submarine operation was no different than truck driving. Mendez was paid employee, following orders, didn't own cocaine, didn't sell cocaine, just transported. Shouldn't face same penalty as cartel leaders. Prosecution demolished this. Defendant knew exactly what he transported, made $500,000 per voyage, chose to command drug submarine, chose to evade law enforcement, chose to dive when detected, placed American lives at risk, enhanced culpability, maximum sentence required. Guilty on all counts. Life without parole. Mendez would die in federal prison, never see freedom. Perfect justice for submarine captain who thought depth protected him. Other submarine captains received similar sentences, life without parole for each. Crew members got 20 to 40 years depending on roles and cooperation. Engineers who built submarines got 30 to 50 years. Volkov received full immunity for testimony and cooperation, protected by witness security program for life. The strategic impact was seismic. Cartel submarine program was destroyed. 15 vessels captured or demolished. Training facility eliminated. Engineering expertise arrested or scattered. Future submarine construction became nearly impossible. Risk was too high. Detection capability too advanced. Federal response too overwhelming. Cartels learned hard lesson. Technology doesn't guarantee invisibility. Americans have better technology, more resources, greater expertise. Submarines worked for 3 years, then failed completely. Lost entire fleet. Lost billions in cocaine. Lost 100+ personnel. Catastrophic failure. Intelligence from Operation Depth Charge led to follow-on operations. Submarine crew interrogations revealed supply chains, manufacturing locations, distribution networks, banking systems. Additional operations struck throughout 2026. Hundreds of additional arrests, billions more in assets seized. The 11 captured submarines were examined extensively. Engineering teams reverse-engineered designs, studied propulsion systems, analyzed construction methods. Intelligence was shared with allied navies. Colombia, Brazil, Peru, everyone facing submarine smuggling threat. Technology and tactics were distributed. International cooperation reached new levels. Volkov's defection proved critical. Without him, submarines might have operated indefinitely. Detection was nearly impossible without specific intelligence. His engineering knowledge, his schedule information, his route details, all essential. One man destroyed entire fleet. Conscience conquered greed. Daughter's death motivated revenge. Perfect outcome from tragedy. When submarine fleets smuggle drugs, should international waters provide any protection? Shield or strike? The operational lessons were studied at Coast Guard Academy and Navy War College. Multi-agency coordination, intelligence-driven operations, advanced sensor networks, acoustic tracking, coordinated interdiction, everything documented, everything analyzed. Future submarine threats would face improved countermeasures. Technology improvements were implemented. Additional P-8 Poseidon aircraft deployed, underwater sensor networks expanded, autonomous submarine hunters developed, machine learning algorithms trained on submarine acoustic signatures. Investment was substantial. Capability was enhanced permanently. Legislative action followed. Enhanced penalties for submarine construction, mandatory life sentences for submarine operation, international cooperation requirements, technology transfer restrictions. Legal framework was strengthened comprehensively. Environmental concerns were addressed. Captured submarines were properly disposed, fuel and batteries removed, hazardous materials handled safely. Vessels were sunk in deep water as artificial reefs after complete decontamination. Environmental protection alongside law enforcement. The 4 submarines destroyed at shipyard were exceptional examples. Submarine 7 was nearly complete, would have launched within weeks, would have transported another 10 tons. Destruction prevented that voyage, saved American lives. Every submarine destroyed was countless overdoses prevented. Cartels attempted to rebuild, hired different engineers, sought new construction locations, but intelligence networks were established. Every attempt was detected, every engineer was identified, every facility was compromised. Submarine program couldn't recover, was permanently destroyed. Financial impact exceeded seizures. Beyond $2.3 billion cocaine value and $180 million submarine value, cartels lost 3 years of infrastructure investment, lost trained crews, lost operational security, lost confidence in submarine technology. Total economic damage exceeded $5 billion in catastrophic loss. The psychological impact was greater. For 3 years, cartels believed submarines made them invisible, untouchable, beyond American reach. Operation Depth Charge shattered that delusion, proved nothing was invisible, nothing was undetectable, nothing was beyond federal power. Message echoed through criminal world: innovate all you want. Americans innovate better. When final assessments were complete, 15 submarines captured or destroyed, 125 cartel members arrested, 112 tons cocaine seized, $3 billion street value, $180 million submarine value, $5 billion total economic damage to cartels, 0 American casualties, 100% success rate. 3-year invisible operation ended in 6 hours. This wasn't just maritime interdiction, was message to every cartel, was demonstration of American capability, was proof that technological advantage is temporary. Federal resources are infinite. Federal patience is limited. Federal justice is inevitable. The quiz answer, C, after first torpedo. Submarine captains believed themselves invisible until torpedoes exploded nearby. Some required actual explosions. Others surfaced after detecting active sonar. But all learned same lesson. American submarine hunters always find prey. 3 questions to consider. When cartels build military submarines, are they waging war on America? Should submarine construction be treated as terrorism instead of drug trafficking? If underwater invisibility doesn't protect criminals, what does? To the sailors of U.S. Bahrain Navy, agents of Coast Guard, prosecutors of DOJ, you hunted invisible enemy. You captured Ghost Fleet. You destroyed 3-year operation in 6 hours. You proved American maritime superiority is absolute. This is SWAT Power, where submarines surface, where fleets surrender, where federal power reaches any depth, where criminals learn. Water doesn't hide you, it drowns you. Subscribe because cartels keep innovating and we keep destroying. Like if you believe submarines deserve life sentences. Share if you support Navy submarine hunters. When cartels dive deep, federal power dives deeper. SWAT Power. No depth too deep, no vessel too hidden. Justice surfaces everything.